Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast of them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey there, welcome to Red State Update. My name's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, this is Dunlap here. It's great to be with you again.
Thanks for joining us and listening in.
We've got a lot of... Was that supposed to rhyme, or were you doing a song?
Huh?
I said it's good to be with you again. You said thanks for joining us and listening in.
Well, if at that point, if you passed on it, I guess it ain't a song, is it? You give up before you started. Never mind.
I didn't know it's supposed to go into the chorus.
Well, I didn't say you was. It's the opportunities in life. Maybe I didn't know it was a song until you joined in and like, look at there. This things happen. You know, you get opportunities in life and you either take it or you just say, I wonder if I should have taken that opportunity. It's just you either do it or you don't.
You say it's too late.
Well, it is now. You done talked about it over and over again. No.
Jackie is my friend. Come on here again.
You was already trying to
Trump.
Talking about singing on the other thing we do on the extra 20 minutes. You was on there trying to change up singing and sing it this way. I said people like it singing, and I disagreed with that. I don't want to have that conversation again, especially for our Patreon folks that have to listen to both of it. But enough with the singing. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Just let it go.
Biden's really old. Pretty much every episode. Folks, Jackie was just talking about, I hate to start off with a commercial, but I mean, I guess you only get this opportunity. They roll around one time. They knocks at the door, and then you look on your ring and you say, well, who's there? No, I don't see nobody. It turns out it was Opportunity when you look at the footage later. And Opportunity was long gone. So, folks, I'm going to take this opportunity to let you know about our Patreon, where you can go over to Red State Update, patreon.com/ is in there probably somewhere. Not the musician, although that would be cool. If you give us $5 or more a month, you get to listen to 20 extra minutes of Jackie and Dunlap. Usually we do that after this show. We did it first today. We talk a lot about the Beach Boys. Jackie hates them.
Well, yeah, I guess. The music, I don't know personally, but they're probably all high. They were, and now you suffer from it. If you spent the whole 60s just doing drugs and sitting around on the beach, they sang, yeah, sure, but they did drugs. But by now, there ain't much of the brain working. So I don't know them personally, but they don't sound like anybody I want to meet.
While we're doing commercials, I also want to thank our good friend Seth Timms for being on our show last time.
Yeah.
Last week's episode, he come on. We did an actual interview with a person, a real person, and he has a new record out called Easy Answers. You can get it over at sethtimms.bandcamp.com/. It's also up at Apple Music and Spotify and all them streaming places.
Is Slash that one that had all the snakes?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
And give money to Kentucky, folks. Kentucky, our good neighbors to the north, are going through a lot of flooding. Not just Kentucky, but a lot of folks in that corner of America. And give some money to them.
They need a help. If you're able to, please help them.
Do what you can. I should have started with Kentucky, then Seth, then our Patreon. That's the order that you should give money to.
That's absolutely true, yeah.
And Seth will be like, well, why didn't you put me first? He wouldn't say that. Might think it, but he wouldn't say it.
No, he wouldn't say it.
Jackie,
no. Why?
Aside from snakes and the Beach Boys, I'd have to say that one of the things you hate the most, and I know you don't like to use the word hate. The word hate is a strong word.
Just don't like, don't want to be around, don't want to hear nothing about, don't give a damn about it. Yeah.
Donald Trump. Do you remember him?
Yep.
He was president
That's what they say. Managed to get through all 4 years. Barely did it, but got third. Only got just a few, people killed. Not probably a lot, Yeah, I remember it.
Do you know he was married? He found somebody to marry him at least a couple times.
Yeah, I thought more than that. He got the adult evening actors, to each his own, I ain't judging it, but adult evening actors, lady actors, he would been with them, all of them or some of them or something like that. Yeah.
They didn't marry him.
No, they knew better than that. Hell, they had that. In their defense, it's going to sound like I'm saying something bad about somebody else, and I don't mean it that way, but they had a career.
Ivana Trump, former President Donald Trump's first wife. I'm reading an article from New York Magazine by Margaret Hartman. You still subscribe to New York Magazine?
What is it?
New York Magazine. I know you like to keep up with what's going on.
What is the magazine? Nobody has a magazine anymore. It's all everybody on the computer. I don't have any kind of magazine. Nothing. I got some old TV guides I saved because I like saving them. I go through the boxes and remember, I remember that. That's a good show.
You remember what you watched? Like, you remember, 1991. I remember I watched.
I go back. I got some back in the 70s. I got some magazines. I just say, you look at them and you just like, I remember things you don't think about for years and years and years. And you take out the TV guys, look through them, like, him. He was good.
Hell, that should be our podcast.
Just go old TV guides. Yeah, I'd do that.
Well, after 500, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Jackie's TV guide drawer.
Let's go through it. It's not in a drawer. It's in a box.
1986 and Hunter. Looking after them bad guys.
He was a good one, yeah.
Ivana Trump, this is from New York Magazine, Jackie's favorite.
I don't know it. I don't read. Is that the one that the fancy cartoons or something that don't
That's
make
the
sense?
New Yorker.
Well, how am I? Okay, you want New Yorker magazine or New York magazine? Neither.
How would you pick?
Neither.
I don't know what kind of cartoons New York Magazine has in it. Jackie, you bashed California on 20 extra minutes and you're bashing New York now, but these are the only places where you're going to be able to live soon without being hunted down by a giant smoke-belching truck militia. So you better get comfortable with them real quick.
Well, we'll see about that. I don't know about all that.
Now, first story here. We just want to get into this real quick. Ivana Trump passed away. She was Donald Trump's first wife. She was the mother of a dumbass, idiot, and fucking terrible.
Hey, watch your mouth. But yeah.
She died on July 14th at the age of 73. She had a big funeral, gold-hued coffin, loving remembrances from her 3 adult children, who I just named. And then she was buried at a New Jersey golf course at the Trump National Golf Club, Bedminster.
Well, she must have wanted that. That must be something. She must have loved that golf course. That was the one thing that she always wanted to go.
With it.
If they go to bury that, she had to, there must have been a reason in her will where she said, look, when I go, and it may happen, you never know, now or later, I'll please bury the golf course. I love golf.
The rumor is that it's for tax purposes.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense too, yeah.
Like Trump's like, well, if I make this a cemetery, I don't have to pay taxes on it. And also, it ain't on the golf course. It's overlooking the golf course. You can't see it from it's like, I ain't buried in a cow pasture. I'm overlooking a cow pasture. The photos taken by the New York Post show Trump's grave alone against Bucolic scenery of trees and shrubbery, looking upon a sprawling green space upon the country club's vast estate. What you don't want to do is let your ex-husband or wife be in charge of burying you. Because Mama buried a couple of her ex-husbands.
I am.
Like her.
She burned up one. One of them burned up.
Yep, and she dumped his ashes in the sinkhole.
Yeah.
I said, well, Mama, why'd you do that? She said, well, he loved that sinkhole.
Yeah.
They'll say whatever they want.
Well, you ain't around to, first off, you ain't around to, give a damn one way else about it, but still, maybe if you had last wishes, you say, please do that, bury me here, bury me wherever, maybe do that.
But you can say, don't bury me in that sinkhole, and then whoever's left in charge of you, if it's your ex, they say, well, no, he told me later he did want the sinkhole. Her and Charlie was just separated, and he didn't even get burned up, and she still buried him in a sinkhole.
There's two of them. Well, ashes are one and the other.
Ashes, body, and then she was completely divorced from Dr. Steckel. He wasn't a real doctor. He worked construction. And he had a wish. He said, bury me in this house we're putting up right now, just under they got the hole dug, and they couldn't legally, because she was like, what hell, at least it's a decision I ain't got to make. She took care of him when he was dying. He was a real asshole, too. Well, some people get sick and they're like, oh, thank you. And then some people are like, where's my water?
You can say what you want about Dr. Steckel. I didn't know anything about their relationship or anything like that, but I know plenty of construction crews who were grateful to him. He wasn't a doctor, but he always had gauze and stethoscope thing like that, because you get injured on a construction site.
It was the stethoscope that was weird. The Band-Aid, sure, that's handy, but
sure, because you fall or hurt yourself, break something, test it. But he did like, he was wearing masks way back before anybody used to have to do that or wanted to.
I didn't have too much of a problem with him compared to some of the other people she was married to, but hell, every time I go over there, he's like, let me listen to your heart. I'm like, shit, man, you just fucking listen to it.
Hey, some people have a passion. It's what it is. He's fascinated with the human body, how it works, and he knows a little bit,
Mama had her blouse half undone. I said, Mama, cover yourself up. And she said, well, he's just going to ask to listen to my heart in a minute. Anyway, I just keep them all unbuttoned.
All right. I don't need to hear
loved to listen to people's hearts. I mean, he loved it.
Well, it's just that doctors have to do it every day, so... Again,
he wasn't a doctor.
I know he wasn't a doctor, but he helped a lot of people out with medical things. I mean, at least on construction sites. I don't know what he did after hours or on a personal time. Again, I don't know anything about him. I know him and your mama, together for a little while or something, but other than that, I don't know anything about it. Well,
they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let her put him in the foundation. They wouldn't let her burn him up on the trash pile. So, sinkhole again.
Well, good or bad, whatever.
It's easy to get.
All I'm saying is he kept gauze on him. He always had gauze on him if you needed it.
He did have gauze on him.
There's good.
Probably
take
some
good
in that sinkhole.
Take the good with the bad. You can say whatever, because I don't know. I'm just saying there's plenty of times I know people were grateful he had some gauze. That's all I'm saying. If your man's gone, No,
I ain't running him down. I'm just saying he's buried in a sinkhole with two other of my mama's exes. Sinkhole somehow zoned for it, so it wasn't really a problem, but it just sounds worse. Like you say it like that. Well, Mama, you threw him in the damn sinkhole. She's like, I buried him, and we were licensed to do it.
Well, come to think about it, that's why she burnt the last one up, because they said you can't put another one in there. And said, what if I ash it? Oh, yeah, do that. I remember her talking about that.
Well, yeah, because it was starting to get, stuff. It was going to start coming out the top. You can only throw so much. I mean, some of them sinkholes go all the way down, and some of them just kind of, something gets stuck on a root or a damn. You can't just throw anything in there forever. That's how we got climate change. People just don't think ahead.
I don't know your mama's reasoning, and I like your mama. We've always been, if not close, cordial to one another, and she's fine. But, I'm going to say this right now. I don't know what her reasoning was, but if I was any of those three men, I'd much prefer to be in that sinkhole than anywhere on the Trump golf course. I think they did all right.
Oh, yeah. Much better. Much better. Or, hell, I don't know. I mean, a sinkhole at least is cool. Like, oh, hell, I'm in a sinkhole. It's better than, like, staring at some in some graveyard looking at the First Baptist Church of wherever. Hell, at least I'm subterranean. I'm a damn mole man or whatever. Instead of
what?
Like, oh, look, it's decoration day again. Here come these same old misty clods.
You up in heaven. You ain't around looking around at things once you're dead. You either in heaven or you went to the other place. That's all. You ain't a ghost. It ain't like Casper got to look at the,
You ain't a ghost trapped in a hole?
Ghost trapped in a hole?
Well, if you're in heaven, then I don't guess it really matters. You might as well throw everybody in a damn sinkhole.
I remember that movie, Ghost in a Hole. There's the old Patton, George C. Scott is on that. Ghost in a Hole. Remember, he said something banging the house around. What the hell is that? I couldn't find it nowhere. Look at every room. Piano messing up everything, and he found it. He was like it was on the other side of town.
In a hole?
He was in a hole. Yeah. Ghost in a Hole. It's good. George C. Spot. George C. Spot. Patton is what I call Ghost in a Hole. That's a good one. I like it. It's scary,
What do you call it when you make a hole in some bread and then toast it up in a pan and you put an egg in it?
Huh?
What do you call it when you put a hole in a toast and toast it up in a pan and put an egg in it in the hole? Isn't that something like a ghost in a hole?
No, that's an egg. That's a breakfast sandwich or something you're talking about.
You got a hole in the bread. You make a hole in the bread and you put the egg in it. They call it the ghost, haunting the bread, haunting the toast.
What?
I'm asking you.
I don't know first thing about ghost food. I'm talking about a movie. So, maybe the 70, 80 or something like that, yeah.
Theory number one, this person has some theories why Trump would bury her. He really loves, it may not just be about taxes. He loves his golf course, which is worse, I think, than the taxes. He just loves this New Jersey golf course so much because it says he was asking about putting up a big 19-foot high classical style stone structure that would be like a Trump family mausoleum on the golf course. Or like looking down on the golf course. We have to, apparently you can't see Ivana's grave like from a golf hole. Oh, a ghost hole, bread hole, golf hole. I'm just noticing the connections, man. Alex Jones in over here.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't let him put up. Sometimes people actually stop Trump from doing things. Not lately, but occasionally people say, no, you can't put up a fucking 20-foot tall gold mausoleum.
But you can bury your ex-wife there.
Well, just keep it subtle. It says it was the gaudiness that they didn't like.
Yeah, like burying your ex-wife at a golf course.
Then later he came up with the idea to turn part of it into a big cemetery with 1,000 graves that members of the golf club could buy into. Like you could, oh shit, I love golfing and I love being buried. So let's combine them both. And he was going to make money off that. That makes sense. And then he would still like bury his family there too. This all makes sense. It's like you can't really separate the scam and the money loving and the gaudiness even in death. It all goes together into one big. So yeah, he's always wanted some kind of cemetery there. They tried to make a smaller cemetery with just 284 lots for sale. They'll go for that. It's just 284. Like that, you've heard that. That's a negotiating technique when you really only want to sell 284 graves on your golf course, first go to them with some crazy idea, like 1,000 graves. And then when you come back and say, well, what about 284? They'll go, yeah, okay. That sounds right. Then they talk about the theory that he's running an elaborate tax scheme. But, and this is the great thing about Trump, you're like, oh, well, he's doing it. He's got some kind of scam. And then later you find out that he had a scam before that scam. So that can't be the reason. You're like, he can't be crazy. He can't be that consumed with ego and money and narcissism. There must be something where this has to make sense somehow. We have to look for the reason. And you're like, oh, well, it's not the scam part because he had a scam 20 years ago on this thing. So apparently he wanted the tax savings on burying his ex-wife on the golf course wouldn't be that great because he's already got the taxes way down because he claims his golf course as a farm because they mulch some trees and I think they got maybe a chicken.
If
he slashed his Bedminster tax bill by $88,000 a year by keeping 8 goats and 113 acres of hay on the property. So it's a little bit of a Trump farm.
If he wanted her at a place that they thought was extravagant and nice, why didn't they have it in Florida? I don't know, Blogo.
You can't bury nobody in Florida no more. That shit's going to wash right up in a few years.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
If you get buried in Florida right now, you got to tie a cinder block to your ankles. Otherwise, you're going to bob right up to the surface. And then, of course, the final theory is that he's just weird. He's like, someone says, it's never something you like to think about, but it makes sense. He just likes it. That's the final thing. It's never something you want to think about, but it makes sense about him burying somebody on in 2007, during his first attempt to make Bedminster a cemetery. In 2007, Trump told the New York Post, it's never something you want to like to think about, but it makes sense. This is such beautiful land. Bedminster is one of the richest places in the country. That's what Trump said about why he wanted to build a cemetery there. So that could just be it. He just really likes to be buried in places he thinks are rich. And God bless him. I hope it doesn't happen for a long time. I hope that Donald Trump continues to live for years and years, Jackie. Death is something we would never wish on anyone.
Nope.
On the
never would.
State Update podcast.
No, sir. You won't. If you listen to us for that, you ain't gonna get it here. Go somewhere else. Yeah.
The other podcasts will say, "No, I hope he dies. Hope he dies." Not us.
Not here. No, wouldn't say it.
Never would say it out loud on a podcast.
Nope.
Hey, somebody else we don't hope dies. Rand Paul.
Oh yeah, he's doing okay. He's healthy. He's fit, right?
I mean, if you're not talking about his hair, sure.
Yeah.
He's going to live a long time. He's going to live a long time in the shadow of his daddy, beloved by crackpots and conspiracy theorists everywhere. And Rand Paul can't even pull that off. Somehow he's gotten elected in Kentucky. God bless him. But everybody hates him. I don't see how he keeps getting elected. We talked about this. It was last time that we talked about Rand Paul, like how hated he is. I know Ted Cruz, they say he's the most hated person in the Senate, but I don't know.
That's a tough one.
I don't know who I would rather talk to if I had to talk to somebody.
Oh, don't even. I don't think about it.
Pretty sure we've had this conversation. If you were trapped, would you rather be trapped on an elevator with Rand Paul or Ted Cruz?
Nope.
I'd choose Ted Cruz because you could at least talk about The Simpsons. Rand Paul but you bring up The Simpsons. Oh, I think we ought to ban The Simpsons. Can't bring up nothing with him. It's either he wants to ban the good stuff and he wants to keep the bad stuff going. The worst. Now, Ted Cruz also very much like that, but not, I mean, as insufferable. Think about that. As insufferable as Ted Cruz is, Rand Paul is worse.
But he's fit. He's fine. He's in good health. I don't think the injuries that he sustained from being attacked by his neighbor are life-threatening or long-term. I don't think is he fully healed from that. I think so.
Yeah, I think he's doing well. He's healthy enough to stand up there in the Senate and say we shouldn't help veterans who've been through burn pits because you can't prove that they got them injuries while they were serving.
What?
He said when they were debating the bill.
Where did they get it then? Where are the burn pits that they get?
I know lots of people who might have fallen down on their way out of leaving the military. They could have tripped in the parking lot, dropped something on their toe. Just the worst. He stood up. How do we know? Well, we can't say for sure that they deserve any more help from us. How does he win? How does he win?
We can't help any of them because some of them are liars. I think it's just best that we say to hell with you and just
with them all.
You have to assume probably if there's a few in there's probably a bunch. The servicemen, they serve their country. We appreciate their sacrifice, but don't get up here and act like you're sick and coughing and all that. No, you ain't. No. Untrustworthy sort. Yeah.
You can't trust them. You can't trust these sick soldiers. They're just always like, I guess 60, 70% of soldiers are bald-faced liars. Just the worst.
There's also 9/11 first responders, I think, are in this bill too and whatnot. But
well, how can you first respond to something that didn't happen?
Well, fire can't melt it. Steel.
Fire don't melt steel. Just awful. I don't understand it. Can you imagine if a Democrat even got close to saying anything like that? It wouldn't even be. I mean, the Democrats would run him out.
I don't ever want to say give him credit for anything because he's just a miserable, horrible human being, but they got hurt bad by this. And Jon Stewart, bless his heart for going on everything, calling them out for it. I mean, they got this stuff. The turnaround on this was quick. I mean, it was fast. It went from high-fiving to all of them getting in there and passing it, except for him and getting up and saying that. I think there was 10 more of them, but he was the loudest of the bunch and certainly the worst one out of all of them. But for them to pull the tail between their legs pretty quick and turn that around to find out that most Americans, for some odd reason, trust servicemen. And certainly, if they have life-debilitating diseases, whatnot, we need to help them if they got it while they were serving this country. That's what, that's part of the deal you should make with them by doing so. Most of the country believes that, but I'm sure Rand Paul does too, but he just don't trust them.
It's hard to trust soldiers.
Yeah, to get up there and do that after they were we got to turn this around quick. Mitch McConnell freaking. They said, "Can you have some amendments?" We got to have a few amendments, and of course, Marshall Blackburn in it. A couple other people did it. None of them passed, and they passed this damn a bill. Thank God. Should have never been up. Say, should have never had a chance to fist bump or whatever they did the first time around. It's pitiful, shameful. But yeah. Rand Paul doubled down like, you thought I was a jerk the first time. Watch me do it now. Why do people vote for? I don't know why you vote for him.
I don't know. I mean, even if you're a Republican, I don't see what you. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're in a situation where I don't understand any of it. Sure, there's the entertainment value. The wackos are crazy. Some people actually enjoy watching the expression that we just had. People they go to see that. They want to watch that. They want to hear what he says. I'll never understand it. But then you got something that happened in Kansas where they wanted to keep women there in their state to keep their constitutional rights. And then that's one of the reddest states there is, and they come out of the woodwork to vote for that. Not you're not going to do that here. Women are going to keep their rights. But then they're going to turn around come November and vote for the people that tried to get rid of that. That ain't going to be on a ballot in a lot of states. You ain't going to have no choice but either vote for someone that's going to keep it or. So I don't understand the disconnect. Is it Democrats' fault? I think it's partly. It's got to be some of their fault. I want all the policies that the Democrats want, which I always pull high, taxing the billionaires, on and on and on. Nobody wants to pay $200 for damn insulin. There ain't nobody out there that wants to do it. But I'm going to vote Republican every time. Oh, I figured it out. It's a racism.
How'd you crack that?
I was sitting there and listening to how long-winded I was getting. I said, this is going nowhere. What are you talking about? Jackie, you're just an old fool on here rambling on. Oh, yeah, people are racist.
Well, we just got to figure out how to harness that energy that went to Kansans going out there and voting that away. I don't know how you do that. Maybe get somebody. I mean, look, this how low the bar is. We were celebrating Joe Manchin on here last week. I'm like, well, you were real nice to him. I thought about this later. I was like, he's the one that did all the. And then we're like, yeah, good job, Joe Manchin. I'm like, no, he was the asshole the whole time.
He held it up as him and Sentiment did. Held it up all the time. I don't think we were real nice to him, but
It was fun that he tricked Mitch McConnell, but.
I like it. Yeah, everybody likes it.
We still need to call him an asshole.
Yeah, I never did stop. I try not to say that language, but I say butthole. He is. Yeah, big
butthole.
He
is a butthole.
Yep.
And an asshole.
Oh, well.
Another butthole, and I don't think we've talked about him lately. Do you remember Donald Trump? He was president for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, it seemed like a long time. But, yeah, thankfully, no, there ain't nothing thankful. I said thankfully just for 4 years. No, the fact that it was 4 years ain't nothing to be thankful about it at all.
There was an election in Missouri, and Donald Trump endorsed Eric, but there were two Erics running.
Well, one of them won, didn't it?
One of them did win.
Well, there you go. That one.
I can't tell. They both seem like assholes, too.
I'm sure they are. If he, I would have changed my name if he come out and said vote for Eric, and I didn't want him nothing to do with him. How fast can I get on the ballot and change my name to Scott?
Man, what a great set of adventures we just had traveling through time with alternate versions of ourselves. Boy, Jackie, I tell you what, someday we're really going to have to let our listeners in on all the fun times we just had. I can't even believe some of the stuff we saw. Can you?
Well, I don't know who's listening, but yeah.
Shit.
Hey, watch your mouth now.
I come back with the 2005 Jackie instead of the 2022 Jackie.
Come back where? Where the hell are we? What are you talking about?
Jackie, I don't know how to tell you this, but you are a version of Jackie Brawls from 17 years in the damn past.
Hell, we ain't that drunk yet. What the hell are you talking about?
That's why you sound like Sling Blade.
Oh, what?
Listen, Jackie, the year is 2022.
2022?
Yeah, it's 2022.
You full of it.
No, you're full of it.
No, you full of it. It ain't. Lord, no, it ain't 2022. It's 2005, yeah.
Who's the president of the United States of America?
Well, it's President George W. Bush doing a good job, doing everything he can for us. Best president well, a lot better than his daddy. Reagan, his daddy, come third.
Okay, let me say 2 words to you, and you tell me if they mean anything to you. Barack Obama.
What is it?
Yep, see, 2005. You never heard of Barack Obama?
Oh, but what is it?
He's going to be president in just a couple years.
Hell.
He's going to be all over the news. We're going to keep doing Red State updates about him. He's going to get elected president in 2008.
2008?
Yeah, he's going to run against John McCain.
I don't think I ever seen you this drunk before.
There's a woman. Let me ask you about a woman named Sarah Palin.
Who is it?
She might be governor of Alaska right now, but not for long.
Well, I don't know first thing about Alaska except cold.
This is great. You haven't been too racist at all yet.
Ah.
And then in 2012, Obama will run again and get reelected, winning against Mitt Romney.
I don't know. And then it run the first time. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
We're going to lose some people between now and then that you love.
Oh, as part of life here, people going to die and people going to live. That's just part of life. What happens to them?
Fred Thompson.
Don't say those words ever again. Don't tell me that.
He's all right.
Fred Thompson is fit as a fiddle. He ain't going nowhere, and I don't care how much you had to drink, what kind of lies you trying to tell me.
I'm sorry, Jackie.
Fred Thompson ain't going nowhere.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I was just having a little fun at your expense. Fred Thompson is fine.
Yeah, you want to raise hell and pick on an old man, what you want to do. I had a few to drink. I know you have too. You had twice as much as I have, evidently.
He's down in heaven looking down on us right now.
What?
Great.
Oh.
Oh, shit. I don't even know if I should tell you this.
Tell me what? Ain't nothing you said so far make a damn bit of sense.
I was just going to tell you one more that we lost, but I don't know if it's... No, you know what? You're that... I don't know how old you are now, let alone back in, but you're the type of person, you're stoic, you don't let your emotions get the better of you. You were caught off guard by the Fred Thompson thing. It's better that you know this so you don't go looking for him on the Nashville Network, which doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if it did in 2005 either, to be honest. It was a long damn time ago.
I want reruns of it either way.
We lost George Jones, Jackie, a few years ago.
Oh, Lord. Stop my heart. A few years ago, it's 2005. When do we lose him?
I think around 2012, 13.
He could have lived a little longer than that. Couldn't he?
I mean, he could have, but also, we could have been saying this in, 1972, and people have been like, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, I don't want to think about it either way. It's got to be a dream. I'm going to wake up. I had too much to drink. I don't know what you put in mine to give me some of them drugs or whatever the hell it is. But I ain't enjoying none of this looking in the future crystal ball mess. It's a bunch of bull hockey anyway.
Do you have dreams like this a lot where I just am telling you about people who died?
Hell no. I don't ever want to have it again either.
How do I look, by the way? It's 17 years later.
Wait, grow that beard, you're still fat.
How do my eyes look? Honestly, that was what I was worried about.
Look
older?
Look like you drugs have all that in it. That drug put about 10, 15 years on a man.
I have this crease in my forehead from where I sleep. It's bothering me. I may get some Botox.
I don't know what the hell kind of drugs you're doing, but there's other kinds of drugs are supposed to make you lose weight. If I'm going to do drugs and I can't do but one kind, I'd probably pick that if I was big as you.
Well, we don't make fun of fat people in the future, Jack.
I'm just saying for your health, if you're going to do drugs that make you lose weight is what I meant to say.
Twitter is what you sound like.
What is it?
Jackie, let me give you one more.
One
piece
more
of bad
word.
news.
I don't want to hear the bad news. I heard enough of it.
The election, 2016, we had a Democrat. 2008, we had a Democrat. 2012.
Oh, okay. You going to tell me a Democrat won after the greatest president we ever had?
Yeah, the Democrat was Barack Obama.
You making that name up? Twitter twaddles, Twitter, and Obama's talk? I don't know what you made up language.
Let me give you one more. In 2016, even worse than that Democrat winning twice, the Republican wins.
Well, you made it worse than a Democrat win and a Republican win. That's what I'm surprised a Democrat got in there at all. Well,
let me tell you something else, Jackie. In 2016, when the Republican wins and it's worse than the Democrat winning, the Republican beats is Hillary Clinton. And that's bad.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hillary Clinton lost, and it was the worst thing that's ever happened to this country.
Oh, hell. What the hell happened to you? You ain't right. That bed done something that's gone to your brain or something. Well,
okay, back off. You don't have to get physical.
Well, it's the way you're looking at me now. I don't know. You Dunlap or what the hell's going on?
Hillary Clinton should have won over Republican Donald Trump, who was president for 4 years.
Shit.
What's your language? Jackie, are you okay?
I'm fine. I just had too much to drink, evidently.
Well, I'm going to get these oops-er-alls going now that I've ruined. Now you can go back and start making sure, instead of spending a bunch of years bashing Obama, praising George W. Bush, you can really get to work being a progressive light.
Oh, hell.
In Republican Middle Tennessee.
And a bunch of bull. I ain't, none of it. I need to lay down. You missing? I don't,
Hold on, I'm going to get these oops-er-alls going. Can you climb in these britches with me?
I ain't going to get in the pants one. I knew I had too much drink. I did it the first time. I thought somebody going to get a funny picture and put it up somewhere, for my photo album or something. I ain't getting back in your pants no more.
So you'd rather stay here in 2022 with President Joe Biden?
What? Get in there.